can a truly asymptomatic person transmit this infection to others? How often does that occur? And to what extent is that driving the current epidemic?
But from the data we have, it still seems to be rare that an asymptomatic person actually transmits onward to a secondary individual.
Question. There are some estimates that suggest that anywhere between 6% of the population and 41% of the population may be infected but not have symptoms. But that we do know that some people who are asymptomatic or some people who don't have symptoms can transmit the virus on.
The WHO is slightly walking that back today, saying asymptomatic transmission is still, quote, a big open question.
And so what I was referring to yesterday in the press conference were a very few studies, some 2 or 3 studies that have been published that actually try to follow asymptomatic cases, so people who are infected over time.
The WHO just announced that according to a number of countries who've reported back following careful contact tracing of the virus, that in those who are asymptomatic, spreading the virus is rare. This is not true, however, if you are pre-symptomatic. Dr. Susan Kolatar says the good news is that means fewer people may be spreading the virus.
The science is constantly changing on a daily basis almost.
Is that African Americans are among the hardest hit here. Just overnight, the Washington Post reporting that counties that are majority black have 3 times the rate of infections as counties that are majority white. Counties have almost 6 times the rate of deaths.
In Italy and China, 2 of the hardest hit countries by COVID-19, the deaths of men are more than double the deaths of women.
Well, new evidence suggests not only are men more susceptible to COVID-19 than women, but men who are bald or balding could potentially be at an even greater risk.
Well, there are a few theories floating around out there, but most of them focus on antibodies. An in vitro study of the SARS coronavirus from 2008 found that anti-A antibodies inhibited the ability of the viral spike protein to bind to its receptor.
Man, I've got certain information, all right?
So, a data from 2,000 plus people in the US and the UK has showed that men above 6 feet were twice as likely to be diagnosed with coronavirus.
People should not be walking around with masks. But some sort of mask-like facial covering, I think for the time being, should be a very regular part of how we prevent the spread of infection.
The science is not settled.
I am so confused.
This is a very complicated case, Maude. You know, a lot of ins, a lot of outs.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed these videos, please share and subscribe to the Red Lodge Underground channel.